Junkcar Willy with you guys and gals on my trip to PRI, Indianapolis, professional racing industry. It's going to be a huge, it's like the SEMA racing. And I stopped by the America's Packard Museum in Dayton, Ohio to see everything, but they got two cars, a 67 Ferrari and a DeLorean that is definitely not Packard. So I thought, doing videos, this is the Gigawatt. Remember that from the Back to the Future movie? That movie made this car iconic. This car went past car collectors wanting it to movie people wanting it, science fiction people wanting it. This car has 13,000 miles on it. Get a little of that DMC look. I wish they didn't have it crammed back here in the corner. I mean, a car like this, look at all the room they got, guys. Come on. This car ought to be out in the open. But if you guys want to take a little screenshot and you're going to read later on, I'm going to count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, there's 2 people in here. Well, gee whiz. We'll see if we get a few people. Just like to share, I've already got established YouTube and Facebook, 25,000 views a day on YouTube, Junkcar Willy, 4,600 videos, a new one, different one every day at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. 100 to 300,000 views a day on Junkcar Willy Facebook, tens of thousands of videos posted, all kind of new stuff on there. So instead of people to them and going away from TikTok thinking it's getting closed down, here I am going to TikTok thinking it's not going to get closed down and posting content for you guys. Here's a nice little tire changer. See, it's just a cool museum. Look at that pedal car. Just some of these cars alone are just worth so much money. And then the kids come in here and they hang up their collarings while people go around and look at the museum. It's a cool place to come to if you're around Dayton, Ohio, if you like car museums, or if you're a car guy and don't know what you're going to do this winter. How about a race car? The car that inspired old Doc. The 1951 1200 Club Sedan. 327 straight 8. 165 horse, 295 torque. John Trevose had powered several Packards in the career opponent to a dangerous border-to-border race that spans the entire length of Mexico. In November 1951, he raced a 1951 Packard and came in 5th overall with help from renegade mechanician Pablo Maragón. What the car lacked in ability and more than made up for in raw power. In 1995, Pablo completed restoration of this car with its original livery and equipment, allowing its entrance into the newly reestablished infamous race. The car sits now, having battered almost 10,000 miles of racing after the 96, 97, 98, and 99 races. Oh, well, that's cool. That even makes that little damage back here on the back even cooler. So they took this car after he did that in 51 and went back in the late 90s for 4 years and put over 10,000 miles racing this car from one end of Mexico to the other. I'm sorry about my Spanish, and I have a lot of Spanish friends on here. I do apologize. I really do. I need to work on that. But if you listen to me, I can barely talk English. I got you guys laughing on that. The things that's always the funniest is the ones that's closest to truth or is truth. Here's an old gas pump. It's cool. I love it. Look at that Art Deco look. So just check that out. That's just a beautiful car. Another beautiful car is a 54 Caribbean. Is that not a beautiful car, guys? 212 horse. It looks similar to the 53 at a glance, but many new things and technology was from 53 to 54. And just what I love, you know, I'm a dash guy. I love these old dashes. I mean, I could have a bunch of old dashes redone like cars that was no good and crush them and make shelves out of them. They'd be beautiful shelves throughout my house. Beautiful car. I like them with a little bit, showing a little bit of wear and tear. These are 55 Packard Caribbeans, and I'll look at the collars to them. And this one right here has the original leather interior, and I like them when they show they're real. You can always have it redone, but it's only original once. Now, while the paint ain't original, the interior is a original from 1955, and it still looks so comfy to me. And look at that dash, guys and gals. Is that dash not something to fall in love with? Just beautiful cars. And the collars, you know, Caribbean, they kind of remind you of. If you guys want to screenshot that there so you can read all about them. And like the hood, you know, looked like hood scoops in them. Well, this is the 56 here, but you see a little bit of difference in them, but basically the same car. Beautiful car. So, and this is a 56, but a hard top. And I really like what they did in the interior here. Now, this is either factory or it went back to factory. But look how these cushions, you could interchange the cushions. So somehow they Velcro, I don't know what they use back then. You could take your cushions and do different styles. Switch your seats around, your cushions. You had 4 cushions. See what I mean? See how they fit back in? So you could change them around. I think, you know, yeah, you flip them around and be like this side is red and on that side's gray. So they're all like that. Every seat's like that, but these are flipped around to show it. So it's all like this on one side, all like that on the other side. Beautiful dash. Well, Packard had a lot to do with World War II, with the airplane engines and stuff. And if you guys are in the military, then right here we are, right in front of them. Is that not cool? We'll give you one more look, guys, and I'll let you go if you guys ain't wanting around. Now, these was for the boats. Isn't that cool? I mean, that engine's just unreal right there. You guys want to screenshot it? Now, here's a military car, I think President Eisenhower rode in when he was general, if I remember right. Yeah, that's what it was. No, that car is gone. This is a Packard taxi cab. Okay, there was a military one sitting here 3 years ago. Huh, fooled me. I should have knew. Look, the green is shiny green. It wouldn't be like a military. Here's our old hearse right here, a 48 Henry Landau 3-way hearse. Oh yeah, beautiful purple inside there, brighten her up. If you guys don't care, please follow, like, and share. You can tap if you love me. You want one more look at that DeLorean? Oh, there's another. It's quite cool. I'm just gonna spin you around, let you guys go, and let's. I mean, I don't want to bug you. I feel like I'm bugging people. I'm new to these lives, guys. I'm used to just doing videos. But here is a beautiful car right here. Well, they're all beautiful. But look at this. 1940 model 120 convertible. It's a 282 straight 8 with 120 horsepower. It's just beautiful. In the 70s, they started doing the wood grain decals on the side, but this is back when they were still putting a little bit of wood on the cars for woodies. That's real wood, guys, and it's unreal what it looks like in person. Look back inside there. all the wood. It's a 1950 custom station wagon. It was intended as a flagship model, rather a car of utility. However, one 1950 sales brochure, despite a car that claims otherwise, the sales brochure, despite this, talk about its long wheelbase and the Sylvan green paint, spare side molding, and overall oval tail lights. All are indented to the custom line. So, okay, the custom line. Look at that. Is that not beautiful? Well, here we go, guys and gals. You can tell it's just one sharp car after another. Just hi, and this is another one I want to tell you about. Hi, how you doing?
Good. Any questions or?
No. I've been here before. I'm kind of just updating it, so I really appreciate it. I love putting videos out and sharing where I go. I travel. Like I've traveled 13. I'm just from West Virginia, but I've traveled 13,000 miles since May, going to Texas and back. And I'm going to PRI, Professional Racing Industry, tomorrow, staying up there. So this was on my way, and I thought, I've got a better phone than I did 3 years ago. I'm gonna, and back then I only had a few viewers, and now I've got a lot more viewers, so I thought I'd do a better version of it. But
good deal.
I appreciate it. I love the way you guys display everything, and it makes it all the information right there for you.
Yeah.
But yeah,
this building was built, that building and this building were built for Packard.
Oh yeah, that's what I remember that. That was just a big cool. That's what I got so cool about the lift and everything.
Yeah.
Just all that. It, like the packaging, like a story on an old car makes it nice, and packaging on an old toy. Having a car museum in the right place feels right.
Yeah.
It makes it different. And then you've got the '67 Ferrari and the DeLorean here, which I didn't realize. And I was here maybe 4 years ago.
Yeah,
No, it was 3 years.
Yeah.
But 3 years ago, plus you got it ranged differently in few different vehicles. I love it.
Yeah, the Ferrari is because Enzo Ferrari first ride in a car with a 12-cylinder engine was Packard.
It was.
So
what year was that? Do you know what?
Well, it was before the war.
Wow.
And at that time, I think he worked for Fiat. I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
Before he started his own company.
So that's the reason for that.
And so he said, because it's unbelievably smooth, and quiet. I mean, it's smooth and powerful.
Yeah.
And so he said, if I ever build a car, I'm going to have V12s. That's why he had V12s.
Wow.
And DeLorean, his first job out of college was with Packard.
Oh my gosh, I did not. That's cool
He worked on Packard transmissions. That's his first job.
I'm glad you add that. Like in my pictures and stuff, in my other videos, I can put that in there.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, sir. My name's Willy Herb, but
Hi, Willy.
it's Junkcar Willy. I do YouTube and Facebook. It's just it was a name, like a race and drag race. But I do $1 Million, and I'm an official videographer for ECTA Motorsports, East Coast Timing Association.
Yeah.
They used to do the high mile in Wilmington for a few, but now they went to Arkansas the last 7 or 8 years. And this July, we're bringing in a third event. We'll be doing the Bonneville Mile at Wendover, Utah.
Oh, wow.
And so it's really something big. Okay, thank you, sir. I appreciate you. I really do. I like it that you reached out to me. Oh, yeah.
That was the entranceway to the engineering building in Detroit.
Oh my God.
So this we have the pillars that go with it, so we could put this up as an entrance.
So when did Packard start then? That is a question.
Packard started in 1899.
Okay.
In Ohio.
Okay.
And then moved to Detroit in 1907.
Okay.
And then they built the great big facility they had in Detroit, and this was the entrance to the engineering building. This is one piece of limestone.
Wow. Just the work that it went to.
Oh yeah.
Just unreal.
Well, you can see they had to chisel it down to make it fit. They had to put things in the ends so they could lift it. I mean, this is one.
And so you got the whole thing. You said the poles too.
Yeah, we got all the rest of it outside. We're gonna do something with it.
Yeah, I love it.
Right now we use it as a when we have like weddings and things like that. This is a bar.
I know that's why I was coming over here.
Yeah,
I was
I don't
trying.
want you to fall.
Oh, I know, not in here. I was coming over to do a video, but I noticed that, and then you got a hold of me. I thought, okay, I'll talk it through. But you caught me. But yeah, that's
a lot of cool stuff here.
It's amazing. I follow you guys. I have ever since then, and I always always like in my pictures and stuff. I'll tag you, you know, like so you get the recognition you deserve.
You saw the aircraft engine out there.
Yeah. So I'm kind of doing. I'm doing a Facebook, and then I went back to YouTube Live, and plus I'm making videos, not doing lives, and doing pictures. So it's kind of I'm all over the place. But I plan to spend another hour here.
Yeah.
I had to stop here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like I told her when I came in, I told one of them when I came in, I said, do you get people that spend the whole 5 hours here? Because I just...
Yeah, no, we don't usually, well, sometimes we do.
When I sit back and kind of look at it,
Well,
you know what I mean?
There's videos here and there that you can sit and watch and talk about the history of the company. And so, yeah, and then if you're really into Packards, you start...
Well, when you see a place like this, it makes you... Like, I'm the type of person, automotive, everything I find out, you know, I'm more interested in it. Like,
Right.
you know what I mean? I'm more interested into DeLorean himself now because of the that, you know what I mean? And the Ferrari story, I love that. Like I said, I'm just a car nut. I always did like
John
cars.
DeLorean, most people don't know anything.
Like you probably was always a car nut yourself, right? Yeah, so we were always car nuts, and I was underneath the car when I was 9 or so, and then I had 4 heart stents 4 years ago, and he's like, you got to do a hobby. So I started this, because me and my dad did this with the camera back in the 70s and 80s, and then it just it started taking off where I get like
and now you can
decent
do a lot.
views. Yeah, I actually
You don't have to.
Yeah.
I mean, the day of the great big huge camera and all
Yeah,
the
exactly. I
lighting
can do it just right. I'm doing it off of Samsung 24, just a simple phone going around. And this year, since November, it's paid. It's like it's made a living out of itself since November. Now that I travel, no, I'm not big or nothing like that, but I'm one of them guys that can make a small living out of it and enjoy what I'm doing. Instead of for 2 years there, I was putting in money, gas, and everything. Now I'm not making a lot, but I'm paid for myself. You know, I'm gonna travel.
Well,
I did 13,000 miles since May. I went to Texas. I do anything from derbies to land speed racing. I do anything from junk cars to $1 million Packards. You know, so I like it all. I don't have a certain
That Ferrari
category.
is probably about $4 million.
Yeah. Oh, really? I was kind of. I would have guessed wrong. I was thinking around. I knew I was like, oh, it's $1 million car, but I wouldn't have guessed that much.
Well, in the last 5 years, a car like that, the same model, make, year, has not sold for less than 3, and the most they sold for is 5.
Wow.
So I put that one in the middle.
Yeah, I'd say.
This, to me, is one of the most beautiful cars.
Well, when I come in, it just sets it off. Now, how many would they made of this car? Do you have an idea? They couldn't have been
This is a Caribbean line. I think they made 700 in 1950.
But it's the whole line, though, right? Not just one model.
You know, Caribbean's only one model.
Okay.
It says right here what they made.
Yeah, I've been reading through them.
750.
750. Yeah, it's just
But here's a little fun
it
thing.
looks custom from the factory.
Well, because it's based on, if you go back in the corner there, you'll see here. They had a show car that they had built as a, you know, back then they used to build a lot of show cars that were like full cars of the future.
Yeah.
So it's based on that.
Oh, so that's what it's based on.
See, so that car, which was built as a show car,
Oh, what would they call them? They crush them sometimes. Like the Batman car was one of them before.
Yeah. I think.
What do they call? They have a name of them. I can't think of it, but yeah.
Prototypes.
Yeah. That's what I was
So
saying.
this was kind of what they were thinking about.
I like what they turned out better, but that is cool. I like the line of it right there, but that car over there, seeing it in person, it's just
They
unreal.
always do this.
What's this?
You see the way the grill is bumped? That's the same as the way they did the surround from the 1920s around the radiator. It's bumped up like that.
Oh, so they kept that design.
Every Packard looks like that. All the way through.
I see it now that you say it. I see the Packard, early Packards.
The other thing you'll see is the hex on the hubcaps. That every car ever made has something. This is a race car, so let's not go there. But all the other ones have something that harkens back to that. So there's a hex in the center there.
Okay.
It does.
Yeah, I see it. Just like
It's like a mark.
the dump truck over there. He has it right in the center
every
of the
single
wheel,
one.
the wire
I'll
wheels.
tell you how that originally started. It's kind of an interesting story. is initially they weren't all red, but what they were was when the old cars in the 20s and the teens, if it was your job to put the wheel on, the first thing you had to do was put on a greased bearing.
Yeah.
So that whole wheel went on as a unit, and so they would make sure the grease was packed on the bearing, then they put it on, and then that on the older cars, that's just a cover.
Yeah, but it would
And
fit.
they put a red mark on it.
But it was the shape of the nut, right?
No, they put the red mark on it to show that it had been greased.
To make sure. And that's how the red mark started.
So somebody said, hey, you know what? It's interesting. Let's make it into a marketing thing.
Yeah.
But every car, every one ever made, that one happens to be black. But things about old cars that people don't know is
The Art Deco's crazy.
You can't guarantee that what you see is what it was. Because people change things over 50 years.
Yeah.
And a lot of times you couldn't buy parts. So when I work on these old cars, I'll start getting into something and saying, well, that isn't right. Well, it's because in the 1950s,